everybody, and welcome to the Fabled Upkeep. I'm your host, Freddie, with my co-host, Neil.
Hey, everyone.
How's it going, Neil?
Good. How are you?
All right. Doing all right. We're going to highlight the Keskit, the Flesh Sculptor, and partnered with Tevesh Szat of Fools. This is the partner commanders that we did a deck tech of recently. This is the gameplay. How did you think the gameplay went, Neil?
So I think the gameplay was obviously quick, as you're going to see in just a few seconds, but the deck played very well. We did have some pretty strong opponents with Joda and Ulrich, and then I'm playing actually one of our new decks that we're going to showcase this week, Allrin God of the Cosmos, but I think the partner deck really did what it was supposed to. A lot of Aristocrat, things dying, coming back. You were actually the arch enemy at one point that you'll kind of see later in the game, but I was really happy how well it performed. I don't know what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you, bud. I think that the deck did what it was supposed to do. Unfortunately, yeah, like we said, we're going to see that the game ends in a concession on our part, or on my part, but it was a great showing of what the deck is meant to do, and as you can see, the Ulrich player is already going aggro into me, beating me down with his werewolves. I did like the addition of the Changeling, the Realm Walker, in the deck for Ulrich, which is a nice little addition for what the deck wants to do, getting a little bit stronger. But as y'all will see, Joda is a full control build over there with a nice little loop that I will not spoil yet. Here I am ramping out with Bantu's Monument, which is very important for the deck. We'll do a lot of work, as y'all will see here. Here, I love what you did with the Memory Jar and with Haka, but as we will see here, you equip it, and then somebody here forgets to
I made I made a big boo-boo, but I can see now, and y'all will see this later on in the week when we do the deck tech on this Haka. Freddie really did kind of mention to me that this was something that we really need to pay attention. This commander is really strong, and had I played it correctly just there, we would have seen that it would have been I would have been getting a lot of value over the course of the game with Mask of Memory and paying 2 for the Raven. So unfortunately, it was a big boo-boo on my part.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I did also like here the Ulrich player sending the love to everybody, not really focusing on one player. As y'all will see, this game also feels more like a mid-power to low-power game, which is what we really wanted to aim for with the build that we made.
I'll tell you right here, I was scared. I was scared because that Wolfear Silverheart was big. We're looking at 15 power right now, which was kind of a little crazy for turn 4, you know. But,
yeah, absolutely. But here we see that Keskit comes out with and is ready to put in some work with the Cryptghast, which is also a very important piece to black. Keep making sure that we stay on curve and ramp out.
Yes.
Here I believe we see Mr. Ulrich over here swinging. Where was he swinging again? Yeah, one at me, some at everybody. Spread the love. I love it.
Yep.
It was a good time. And here, I believe he drops the... Yeah, yep. There it is. I feel like I see great play on his part, getting that card draw that he needed, filling his hand back up, dropping that Sylvan Library, which was... I didn't think he did a lot of work with that, which I'm really surprised.
But
here,
see Joda
player, hit the Gilded Lotus, dropped into...
Nothing.
Nothing. It wasn't to me, right?
He didn't do anything. And what was crazy is right here, I think I started to kind of get more focused on you, but in the back of my mind, I knew I should have probably paid a little bit more attention to Joda because it's a sleeper, right? It was sleeper. You were doing a lot of things. You know, you casted your Szat's Will here, which was really great. And
here, let's highlight that. Szat's Will putting in the work, getting the kills on the table, putting the thralls into play like we wanted to do. And then being able to use Keskit the way he's intended to. Here in a minute, you will see the value that comes out of it.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with you because you exiled my Wonder. So, of course, all of my creatures don't have flying anymore. Thanks. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome, bud. Anytime.
But
I did very, very soon.
Yeah, I did get a chance to cast Sun Quan, Lord of Wu, which was pretty good. That horsemanship ability, I think, in this deck is one thing that I kind of went with in our deck tech that we'll show later this week. It was really, really powerful for sure.
And here was Ulrich taking the full 8, up in the Sensei Divining Top. Always a nice pull on the table. Using the top play out. What is he playing here?
Sage of Ancient Lore. Yep. So he gets to draw a card.
Powerful.
Yep.
And here we'll see. I believe here he. I bring to light, bringing up Eternal Witness, getting back Bring to Light, and getting the combo pieces ready to go to finish the game off here in the next few turns. I believe we go turns 8, 9 in this game. But here I am being able to use the Keskit ability to sack 3 Thralls. And look at the top 3 cards of the library, which we'll see here momentarily. Blood Artist triggers everywhere. Life game, baby, all the way. And here I decided to go with Ashnod's Altar and Feed the Swarm. I didn't know Ashnod's Altar obviously was great for the ramp, but Feed the Swarm, never know what kind of enchantments people are going to be dropping, and I believe I actually end up using it on a great enchantment later. And here, Dread Presence. Dread Presence put in some work as well in this game, which is pretty cool. Obviously in this build, actually Dread Presence is a pretty strong card overall, but in a deck like this one, it can really, really shine.
I also think your Bantu's Monument was pretty strong as well. That one less makes a huge difference, especially in trying to do as many things as you were able to do in this turn right here.
Oh yeah, and then here Tevesh comes down, drops some more Thralls out there. Let everybody feel the fear of 0/1s, baby.
That's it. I cast a little Teferi's Ageless Insight. Obviously, the goal for one of the commanders is to have a lot of cards in hand, so I kind of went with Teferi's Insight, and definitely the horsemanship you see here is really powerful. There shouldn't be anybody else that has horsemanship besides me, but Mask of Memory is an excellent card, being able to draw 2, and then obviously with Teferi's, it draws 4 instead. That was a great play by me for sure. And then here comes Ulrich, right? Doing work.
Ulrich drops in. And here he even mentioned it in some of the messaging that unfortunately he didn't have trample yet, but he decides to swing into me anyways. And here I love the ability to do a little block with the Thrall and then use Keskit's ability, sacking the blocker, sacking a couple more Thralls, and getting the value train going. Getting those blood artist triggers on the stack.
Now, I also think you need to take a look, and let's take a look at everybody's life. Freddie, you're at 42. I'm at 23. We got 21 and 21. That's ridiculous.
And 7. Absolutely. You gotta love it. And here I decided to go with Sword of the Animist and Vindictive Vampire. Again, trying to get more of the Aristocrat feel. But here he comes, and here I'm sure you guys are seeing it occurring. Very interlude, bouncing everything. Getting everything back on the field. And
the start and the bane of your existence right here.
Exactly. Yes. It definitely spoiled the party for me. And but we'll see here in a moment. Unfortunately, I think some threat assessment was incorrect on the board. We both, like you said,
I definitely did.
This was being a sleeper, and everybody was focused in on me.
Yep.
No thanks to you, sir.
Yep, I know.
But here we see the Ravenous Chupacabra coming down, killing the Crypt Gas, which was the correct play.
That's okay. You get some revenge with some Blood Artist triggers.
I do, and here's perfect opportunity to showcase another lovely little neat interaction with Witch's Cottage, putting Bloodcast back on top. And then...
Wait, are you going to draw that card? Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, absolutely. You know I am. And here he comes again. Play out the gas again.
Bantu's Monument doing work.
Absolutely. That was, I think, the MVP for me on my board was Bantu's Monument. It's such a hard thing to get rid of unless you're getting into artifact hate. But it's a lot harder to get artifacts off the field as opposed to creatures, obviously.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And I know, looking at that, when this turn ended, I was looking at Tevesh Szat, and that's where I, made the mistake of, I was probably focused on you when I should have been paying attention to that Eternal Witness and that Ravenous Chupacabra. I ended up casting Kesmina just to kind of protect my board, but I rapid hybridization your commander.
Forced me to use Keskit's ability, thinning my board out even more. And here I am also thinking, you see me hitting Dread Presence and the Crypt Gas, but I'm thinking because what you see on my hand, I got that Victimize in hand, which you'll see me use here momentarily. But that was the reasoning behind it. And trying to maximize on the triggers on the stack to drain all the opponents as much as possible. And here I actually end up not picking up Blood in the Snow, which was a big mistake, I think. Went with the Blood Market.
Oh, then I cast my
here you are with the Curse of the Swine and just ruined my party. And here's my sad face. And yeah, I basically got shut down out of the game, which was fine and acceptable, of course, with what was going on. But honestly, that Eerie Interlude.
Yep.
I
definitely made the wrong call there for sure.
But Ulrich comes around on Ulrich's turn, I believe. Yep, here he comes with Arlen and gives his commander Vigilance, Trample,
and haste. Yep, and then he casts the Full Moon's Rise.
Yep, knocks me off my pedestal, kills Tevesh.
And Joda's just sitting there, just keeping Eerie
doing Joda things. Doing Joda things with the Eerie Interlude.
Yep. A little Ravenous Chupacabra.
I think overall, though, this was a good showing of the deck and what it's capable of doing. I'm sure you guys will see a lot more of this deck in the future. I think this is definitely going to take its place both in paper and online for me as one of my main mono black decks that I play and run. It's great Aristocrat fun and not as linear as a Yara, for example, where a Yara is just...
And this is where you promptly said the game was over as soon as he casted Yurlock, which I was like, no, you got this. But yeah, sorely mistaken.
And here's the Victimize trying to stabilize again, bring him back to Gast and Red Presence, kind of drain him a little bit more, trying to get him as low as I possibly could. But here, I had an opportunity to take him out with the Sadistic Hypnotist coming out right here. Unfortunately, Sadistic Hypnotist, I recommend everybody read your cards. This game is very, very complicated. It's sorcery speed. And here he is with a well-timed, perfect Teferi's Protection. And at that was the moment I knew this game was over.
Yep, that's it. But I kept cheering him on. I said, no, you got this. I knew I was pretty much dead. And then another mistake that I did, I cast Hammer Dazan, attach it to my Sun Quan, and I just for some reason thought I should go after the Ulrich, and I shouldn't have done that. Here. I don't know why. Yeah.
It is what it is. I mean, the game, honestly...
Unfortunately, that Teferi's Protection just really threw it for a loop. And then I try to get even more fancy with a Raiden form. Very cool card, by the way, from the new set. But he comes in with a timely heroic intervention.
I was surprised to see that you hard cast that as opposed to going for the Foretell on that, using it for a later turn.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I was just, I don't know, being at 10 life, I knew I was dead anyway.
At least Haka came out to play for one last
last go around. Yeah,
last go around right before you guys.
I casted it to be a blocker, and obviously you'll see here in just a moment. There it is, overwhelming stampede, and it's coming right for me. And this was, I found kind of odd that he only attacked with just his commander. I figured he would have went after you at least with something, or yeah, I was kind of surprised, but this changed the game.
Here it is. Impact Tremors coming out. And with the loop that he had going on with the Gonti coming out, with the double triggers on Duroc, double triggers on Impact Tremors, he's able to take both the other players out along with Neil.
Yep.
So,
goodbye.
Nice knowing you, buddy.
Yep. That was a quick game. That was really good, though.
It was, and here I tried to stabilize again. I had one last trick up my sleeve, but it was just not enough. Without being able to get the Eerie Interlude loop out of his hand, there was nothing I can do to prevent what was coming my way. And obviously the impact triggers going on the stag, doing some work, taking me down to 39, returning Eerie Interlude, and I believe know what the other target was. Unfortunately, Gonti triggers on me again. Macabre doing work. But I did not falter. Here we are with the Feed the Swarm on the Impact Tremors. One last little poke. And then attrition coming down here in a moment. Attrition not as good, unfortunately, as Brave Pact or State of Erebos, but I was able to put in some work here. And of course, he didn't even care about what was going on because he knew he had the game. But
yep, another Eerie Interlude, your favorite. Yay.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed. I know that this was not a win for the deck, but I promise you, we had a blast playing it. And that's the most important thing that we do when we play Commander, right? We just like to have fun and see our decks come to life and our builds energize as well as possible.
Yeah, and I think it did what it was meant to do. It had the Aristocrat theme. It did it very well. I mean, it was a race from the start with your life. I mean, it jumped up. You were up to 55 life through the game. And had he not had that Eerie Interlude, and had I done a better job with some of the threat assessment, this game definitely probably would have went in your favor for sure. And but it was solid showing for what this deck can do. I was very impressed.
Absolutely. And here he is showing me the Panharmonicon that he took off my board, and that was the end of it. But I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.